legs out. Now as you move through roll up today, I want you to still think that openness through the front of your hips. So use that articulation we just built and add on, right, making it a whole body movement. Widen your collarbones. Let's lengthen the arms up and back. Keep your rib cage pulling down. And exhale as your fingertips float up through center. Reach the space between your first and second toe. Nod the chin to your chest. Curl, curl up. Lift the front of your body. Lift the front of your body. All the way up and over and fold. Find that first hamstring stretch. Inhale. Now exhale, lift your stomach off your quads first. Widen your collarbones. C curve, think C curve, C curve, C curve, all the way down. You're melting through your spine, lengthening the space between your first and second toe. My legs are rolling into external rotation, and I don't want them to. I'm gonna work to keep them parallel, 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 parallel. Lift, 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 up and over. Inhale. And exhale, stack it. I love this because after all of that posture and upper back focus we had in our bridge, I'm getting a really nice stretch between my scapula. Last one like this. We'll lift up and over, lift, turn the wheel of your pelvis, turn the wheel of your pelvis. Even as you lift, don't let it go. Fold up and forward. You're still turning the wheel of your pelvis. Take your inhale here. Now exhale, now stack your spine. Sitting on your sit bones. Think of that very first stretch. Find that little extension as you float the arms up. Now, just turn the wheel of your pelvis first. That's it. And feel like you're articulating, just like bridge, all the way back down. Inhale. And exhale, last three. Lifting. Turn the wheel of your pelvis as you lift. So don't let your pelvis turn to neutral. Keep it lifting. Keep it lifting. Keep it scooping up and over. Now start to turn your pelvis down onto the mat. Widen your collarbones. Articulate yourself all the way back up. Now your pelvis and your spine is in neutral. Then start to lift the upper thoracic. Find that little extension. Then, while your upper body's in extension, turn your pelvis into posterior tilt. So flex through the back of your spine. Inhale. And exhale. Last two. Curling, curling, curling. Keep the lift. Keep the lift as you lift up and over. Turn your sit bones down as you stack your spine in neutral. Ground down through your sit bones as you lift the heart into extension. Then turn the wheel of your pelvis and start to slowly articulate yourself all the way down at the very bottom. Inhale. And exhale as you lift. Widen the collarbones. Curl yourself up, 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 and over. Inhale. Exhale, slowly stack it all the way back up. One vertebra at a time. Hold. So I want the mat out of the way because I want my feet to slide. So go ahead and grab your socks or your towels, whatever you've got. We're going to move into some abdominal work. So your upper body from your pelvis to your upper back will be on the mat. Lay yourself down onto that ball. Make certain you feel like the ball is about the center of your back and you have enough cushion for your tailbone on the mat, but your feet are off, right? So you're going to start to move with the feet. Feet will be firmly planted to start. Let's focus just a little bit on some breath work. The hands are going to come behind the head. But even here, I want you to widen your collarbones and feel a little bit like your elbows are going to glide up towards the ceiling. Keeping the sides of your neck and the top of your shoulders soft. Let's move through some inhales and exhales. And what I want you to focus on is what's happening at your rib cage, right? That's going to pull your ribs down. So we're going to work on our internal obliques and our ab and our, so intercostals, internal obliques, and our diaphragm. Let's inhale to float up and back. And you can feel like there's a big balloon in your chest that's expanding up towards the ceiling. Now use that exhale to glide the elbows up, draw your ribs down, and pivot on the ball. And I am actively drawing my front ribs and my intercostals together as though I could knit my ribs down onto the mat underneath me. Inhale to lengthen. Keep the sides of your neck and the top of your shoulders quiet, right? We're really focused. For me, I feel it all about that bra line, rib cage connection, like I'm folding myself in half, floating my upper body up and my middle down. Last two, inhale and exhale. Now, if you feel like you're not getting a lift, try moving the ball up just a little bit. So you're really feeling the ball at the center of the back, finding the rib cage connection into the ball. Let's do that just once more. Inhale to open. And exhale, deflate the ribs, glide the elbows up, find a position, hold. Now think of this as up. Keep your rib cage connected. Don't let go of your ribs. Lift just your upper body back an inch. And exhale, deflate your ribs deeper, pull towards your knees. Inhale to open. And exhale, glide the top of the head up and the ribs down into the ball. Inhale to open. Exhale. Inhale to open. And exhale. How can you really focus on that exhale like you're breathing out and you're fogging up a mirror? Drawing the ribs down, floating up off the ball almost as though you're not even touching it. Lifting. Last four. Give me three. Last two. Almost there. Last one. Floating all the way up. Hold. We're going to add an oblique. So I'm going to lengthen up and over to the right, as though just my right elbow is going to draw towards the far side of the room. Now I'm going to pivot, deflate my ribs, and look as though I'm going to slide my right elbow to the inside of my left thigh. Inhale to open, and exhale. Inhale to open, and exhale, pivot. Use the ball behind you. Last four. Give me three. Last two. Inhale into the right side of your rib cage, then exhale, turn towards the left. In last one, feel the left obliques lift in and up, in and up, in and up. Hold, back to center. Left elbow lengthens up and back. Open through the left ribs. And then exhale, turn, and feel like your left elbow is going to slide towards the inside of your right knee. Inhale and exhale. Can you pull your pelvis just a little bit? Now, one thing right away I'm noticing with my socks is my feet are wanting to slide away. So I really have to lift with my abdominals to keep my feet underneath me. 4. Last 3. Last 2. How are you turning your rib cage on the ball? And last 1. And soften and release. Go ahead and take a big stretch up and back. Big release. Opening and closing the shoulders if that feels good. My butt's moving off of the mat, so I need to adjust. All right. We're going to bring the feet in next. So, from here, slide the hands behind your head, widening your collarbones. Let's take a big inhale with our upper body, expanding wide through the ribs. And then exhale, deflate your ribs. Picture that you're pulling your ribs down, and that's what floats your upper body up, all the way up. We're going to start with just the left leg. We're going to come right back to those obliques. So as your right elbow opens up and back, lengthen your left leg away from you. Big stretch, like from your toe, left toe to your right elbow. Now pivot, pull that left leg back in and turn towards the left. Inhale, opening, and exhale, pivot. Again, how are you turning on the ball? Open and exhale, pivot. Inhale, open, and exhale, pivot. Last 4. And exhale, pivot. Give me 3. My left foot is light. I'm lifting it from my hip flexor and abdominal connection. Last 2. And I like the socks because I'm almost like I'm rolling through the foot, feeling heel ball toe, and then pulling back in. Last one, lengthen up and back. Exhale, pivot through center, hold. Let's lengthen the left leg out. Strong, straight left leg. Stand into your right foot. Pull the left leg straight up. Inhale. Exhale, pull. Deflate your ribs. Every time, think about the exhale drawing down through your midsection. Exhale. Last 4. Float the top of your head up. 3. Almost there. Last 2. And last 1. Lifting with the obliques and abdominals. Then bend the knee, draw it all the way in. We switch sides. Lengthen the right as you float to the left. And then exhale, pivot, and draw back in. Inhale. And exhale, pivot. And I'm actually like looking at my left elbow. And then exhale, pivot. Inhale to open. And exhale, pivot. And I am feeling the rib cage connection. I am actively drawing down through my internal obliques. Last 3. And exhale, pivot. Last 2. And exhale, pivot. In last 1. Drawing all the way back in. Turn to center. Lengthen your right leg long. And exhale, lift and reach. Pull in with your abdominals. Exhale and reach. Draw your ribs down. Float your head a little higher. Last 4. And inhale. 3. And inhale. Last 2. And inhale. Last 1. Bend, soften, reach upper body over that wall. Big stretch. Maybe it feels good to rock your legs from side to side, opening through your chest a little bit. You can find that beautiful reach, then float the hands behind the head. Slide your shoulders back and down as you pivot. Think of drawing your ribs down to float your heart up. Now both legs, keeping your upper body lifted, are going to lengthen. And exhale, pull back in. Roll your pelvis to a posterior tilt. Now we might bring in a little bit of awareness now to our lower abdominals. So to draw those feet back in, how can you scoop just a little deeper each time? 4. Give me 3. Almost there. Last 2. And last 1, scoop just a little each time, pulling all the way in. We combine the upper body. Inhale to lengthen up and back. Now draw your internal obliques down, scoop your transverse abdominal in, and inhale to open. So focus those bony landmarks if it helps. Your ribs are pulling down, and your ASIS points are pulling in and up. Inhale to extend. And exhale. Guys, we're right back where we started. We're finding that extension through the upper body. And then exhale, flexion through the torso. And last 3. And exhale. I am trying to glide my elbows up as though my back isn't even on the ball. And last 1. And exhale, lift, lift, lift into that ball and soften and release. Take a breather. Draw your legs, bend the knees, reach through the fingertips, then slide them behind your head. Pivot on the ball, lifting the head, neck, and chest. So before, our legs and our upper body were moving in tandem. Now we're going to separate them. So keep your upper body lifted and lengthen your legs out long. Turn the wheel of your pelvis, pull in and up through that leg line. Picture there's a ball between your knees, right? Now as you bend the knees pulling in, lift the heart up and back. And exhale, pivot. Inhale. And exhale, pivot. Inhale. And exhale, pivot. Inhale. And exhale, pivot. Draw your ribs down and float the top of your head up. Last 4. Almost there. Give me 3. Last 2. Turn turn the wheel of your pelvis towards you as you lengthen the legs out. Lifting up, head, neck, chest, hold. We're going to bicycle the legs. So scoop the abdominals, bend the knees, pull the knees into your chest, curl into a ball, lift them up. Now lengthen and lift, 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 lift all the way down. 4, almost there. Lift and lengthen. You can do this on a much smaller range of motion if you want. If you start to feel this creep into your low back, make it smaller. Don't go all the way down. Lift. Almost there. Last one. I feel like my abs are going to pop out towards the ceiling. Pull in, all the way back in, and release and let it all go. Rocking the legs from side to side. Big stretch. Whatever feels good. Carefully roll off your ball. Bringing yourself up, you can take your socks off. Place the ball out of the way and turn your back to its normal position. From here, let's move into a little bit of extension work to stretch the front of our body. How does that sound? So we're going to come into lying prone on the mat. So we're going to move into our flowing swan, right? The sort of rotation that we feel to kind of really hopefully get into those obliques that we just worked. But let's start with just a little bit of stretch through the spine. So hands are light on the mat first. So like you're not even using them. Slide the shoulders towards your back pockets and really try to draw the tips of your scapula back and down. Now even here, just like we ended, I visualized that I could lengthen my tailbone towards my heels. So my pelvis is in a slight posterior tilt, so I can lift the front of my body and keep my lumbar spine long. Now start to glide the ears up towards the ceiling and only lift as high as your upper back muscles can pull you up, right? So we're not all the way at the top yet. And then soften back down. Can you turn on your legs? Can you reach through the legs and feel like somebody's grabbing your feet and pulling them behind you, and someone's grabbing your ears and sliding them up? So stretch your body long. Last 2. Inhale as you float. And exhale, lift the layers of abdominals. Remember that slight turn of your pelvis to keep the lumbar spine long. Almost there. Inhale. And last one, turn the wheel of your pelvis. Lift, lift, lift. And soften back and down. We'll start to add just a little bit of a weight to our hands to help. First, you lift yourself up, coming just as high as you can with your own strength. Then you push down into the hands to start to slide up just a little higher. Now, can you keep turning the wheel of your pelvis and lifting the front of your body? Stretching from the chin to your pubic bone, and then melt. Slide your shoulders towards you, back and down. Slide your elbows towards you, shoulders back and down, all the way. Last 3. Exhale, lift with your upper back first. Then feel how you're pushing from your triceps, lats, serratus, down into the mat to grow tall. Lifting, I'm working so hard to pull my shoulders back and down. Those shoulders want to slide up to my ears, but I'm using my serratus to depress the shoulders, to draw them away from my ears and push energy down into the mat. Lifting up and then soften back and down with ease. And last one, reaching through your legs. Widen your collarbones. Nice big stretch. And lift, lift. All the way up and soften. We're going to add a little rock to that to stretch through our sides as well. So same thing, start to lift with your upper back. Then start to push weight into your right hand, just a little bit more than your left. And lift your right leg and look over your right shoulder. And stretch through your obliques and then back down. And then as you lift, start to push weight just a little bit more into your left. And we'll start to flow just a little bit. Maybe a little bit of a rock. Up and down. Rock. Up and down. Last 4. The other thing I like about this is I'm really isolating one arm over the other. So I'm really focusing which one likes to slide up, and I can practice really engaging that last one each way. Ending even, and then soften and release. Carefully push into your hands, shifting your weight back. Take a little breather. Rock just a little bit side to side if that feels good. Soften the head and neck and let it all go. Carefully start to stack yourself all the way back up.